Welcome to Imola yesterday, where Fast Freddy took 4 in a row, or so it seemed. The Englishman taking victory across the line, but at 9:44 last night, the stewards issued a decision excluding the Englishman from the race 1 victory for a non-conforming front wing. Good morning, everybody. Welcome. A sensational start to race 2, round 2, the Italian F4 Championship on a beautiful day here at the home of the Emilia-Romagna Formula 1 Grand Prix. 38 cars on the grid. It will be Hiryu Yamakashi who inherited the race win yesterday. There is the Japanese driver on pole position. Before we get to him, let's hear from Laura Colla, who's down on the grid.
Emanuele, ieri hai tenuto decisamente un buon passo in gara 1 e quindi l'obiettivo del weekend è quello di terminare e rimanere tra i primi 10?
Sì, l'obiettivo è andare nei primi 10, so che c'è il passo per farlo, non è molto facile sorpassare qua, però darò il meglio di me. La macchina è molto buona anche per il lavoro che abbiamo fatto nel team, quindi sì, non sarà facile, però darò del mio meglio.
Grazie.
Emanuele Olivieri, one of 3 Italian drivers on the grid. Laura Colla just asking him. She will speak in just a moment to the second Italian out of 3 on the grid, but Emanuele is saying he is trying to get into the top 10. It will be difficult, particularly with a difficult start. Let's go down and hear from the second Italian, Davide Larini.
Davide, ieri decisamente non un buon inizio, ma siete solo 3 italiani in questo campionato. Cosa possiamo aspettarci da oggi?
Oggi cercherò di recuperare più posizioni possibili e di arrivare in top 10.
Come ti trovi in questo tracciato?
Just one of 3 Italians in the
fino
grid.
al test mi sono trovato molto bene, ma diciamo che in qualifica abbiamo avuto dei problemi con i full course yellow e bandiere gialle, quindi non siamo riusciti a fare un buon tempo. E comunque in gara 1 sono riuscito a recuperare 8-9 posizioni, purtroppo poi mi è stata data una penalità e vabbè.
Bocca al lupo.
So just translating what David has said, yes, he's just one of 3 Italians on the grid. He didn't have a good race yesterday, but he will try and recover this morning. Did make up 8 or 9 positions, but then had a post-race penalty which has dropped him further back on the grid. He'll be looking for a better race here this morning. Just one of 3 Italians on the grid. We heard from 2 of them. The other is Alvise Rodella for the Van Amersfoort Racing Team, who took victory yesterday, albeit at almost 10 o'clock last night with Hiryu Yamakashi. We'll take a look at the grid for you. Hiryu Yamakashi to the right of your screen. Car 6 for the Van Amersfoort Racing Team. On pole position yesterday, this morning, and of course for race 3 this afternoon, Jack Beaton, his best qualifying performance of the series so far. The Southeast Asian champion, Akshay Bora. And then the first Prema car, it is Alex Powell, Freddie Slater in 5. Gianmarco Pradell out of 6, Dion Gauda and Kin Nakamura Berta, whose race ended in Tamburello after just 300 metres yesterday. Thomas Stolchemanis, Maxim Ram, Gustav Jonsson, good drive for him the Swede yesterday, starts out of 11. Matthias Ferreira, we believe, is missing from grid 12. We'll get back to the Brazilian in just a moment, but for the moment, Matthias Ferreira is not on the grid. Rashid Aldeheri, Emanuele Olivieri, who we just heard from, as we did with Davide Larini. Reno Frankhart for Jensen Motorsport. The Dutch driver for the Swiss team who took the 2016 championship with Marcus Siebert, Luca Samalisto, Maximilian Popov, Lynn Hodenuis. A strong run yesterday from the Dutchman. His Van Amersfoort Racing Team at Andrea Kostic out of grid 20, one of 2 Serbians in the field. Then we go to Ethan Isha, Kamal Murad, Alvise Rodella and Zoye. Had a really strong run at Misano in the first round of the championship. Did the driver from Chinese Taipei with Yare's GP team. Then we go to the second Serbian, Andrei Petrovic, Shimojang Eniafrei, Swiss driver for the Swiss team, Luca Visoriano, the Romanian driver for the new Romanian racing team, Real Racing, Ed Robinson for AS Motorsport, Alexander Savinkov, who DNF'd yesterday, the Ukrainian Everett Stack, also was out in Tamburello in race 1. Francisco Macedo, the Portuguese driver with Crown Motorsport, back in the 2024 championship. Jan Koller, Viktor Dobzhansky, the pole for AKM Motorsport, Matthias Riba, who turned 15 years old, 15 years of age just a month ago. Nathaniel Berabe, Gabriel Holguin, the Maffei Racing Junior duo, And Kabir Anurag, the Singaporean, starts out of grid 38 after not setting a time in qualifying 2 yesterday. There is Pradel going through. Yes, just getting back briefly to Matthias Riba. 15 years of age. 3 weeks ago? He is the youngest driver in the field, making his debut in the championship, the Slovakian for Jensen Motorsport. Beautiful conditions here this morning, the second day of June. 38 cars on the grid. Actually, I have to correct that. 37. Matthias Verheerder will not make the start. I'll try and update you with, as I hate to say this, as much as I can divulge or tell you, but the Brazilian not to start here this morning. There is Freddie Slater. 4 race victories in a row, although we thought, until we almost left the circuit last night, and the stewards issuing a decision disqualifying the Englishman for a non-conforming front wing. A technicality, but it has placed, or has handed the victory to Hiyu Yamakoshi for race 1 yesterday. Dion Gowda, car 50, one of 3 Singaporeans in the field. Just behind Gianmarco Pradel, who's already stood on the podium twice in the Italian Championship. Race 1 at Misano and also at Mugello in the 2023 series. That's his countryman, Jack, to start on the front row of the grid. The Southeast Asian champion, the Queenslander, the oldest of the 4 Beaton brothers, but it is Hiyu Yamakoshi to the right of your screen on pole position. Nice to have your company wherever you are watching us live all around the world. This is race 2, round 2, the world's most competitive junior motor racing series, the Italian F4 Championship, the 11th season, presented by WSK Promotion, together with ACI Sport. Van Amersfoort Racing on pole position, and the reigning champions team, or winning drivers team, US Racing on the outside front row of the grid. Welcome to the home of the Emilia-Romagna Formula One Grand Prix. This is Imola. This is race 2, round 2 of the 2024 Italian F4 Championship. Hiyu Yamakoshi on pole position. The green flag flies at the back of the grid. The 5 red lights. Here this morning at Imola, we race. Perfect start from the pole setter. Yamakoshi leads Beaton down into Tamburello. Border, a nice start for the US Racing driver up into 3rd place. And then comes the charge from the Prema Racing team drivers. Yamakoshi under attack as Jack tries to go around here from pole position. The Van Amersfoort Racing driver leads the field. A clean start, thankfully, here this morning at Imola. It is the Japanese star from the Australian. Slater trying to make her places in the early stages after losing the race victory at 9:45 last night. There's Kin Nakamura Berta. Better start, thankfully, for the second Japanese driver. His race was already over at this stage yesterday afternoon. Lucas Samalisto going through. Another good start from the Finn, just ahead of Maximilian Popov, Isha Kostic and Kamal Murad. Down through Aqua Minerale for the first time, and they climb the hill to the highest part of the circuit. This is Alta Variante, the high chicane. Yamakoshi goes sideways on the exit. Beaton, Border, Slater, Powell. There's Rashid going through. Just ahead of the first of the 3 Italians in the field, Emanuele Olivieri, the first of the 3 AKM Motorsport cars. But it's the driver from Tokyo in Japan for the Dutch team who will lead the end of lap 1. Yamakoshi, Beaton. Slater making up places early. He'll get the slipstream as well from Akshay Bora as they come across the line for the first time. Thankfully, a clean start here as Yamakoshi tries to break the slipstream. Comes racing across at more than 230 kilometres an hour. There's Slater on the outside of Akshay Bora. Akshay closes the door on Freddie. He made the pass on Yamakoshi right there yesterday. But this time, Akshay says, no way. And the Singaporean holds off the Englishman. Powell up into 5 from Bradell, Gauda, Stolchamanis, King Nakamura Berta. Slater has a big look at Akshay, who locks the brake. He'll be slow on the exit as they make their way up to the world-famous Curva Tosa. Powell up the inside. That is Bradell just behind the Jamaican, is the Australian. As Yamakoshi continues to lead, being chased, being hounded by Jack, the Queenslander beaten. Bradell tries to attack Powell. Bora, it's now starting to bottleneck. Two Prema drivers, Slater and Powell, with the US racing drivers ahead and behind. Then we go to Gauda, Stolchamanis locks up lightly, King Nakamura Berta, Jonsson, Rama, Rashid Al-Vahedi, Olivieri, Rito Frankotz, Lynn Hodenuis, the two Dutch drivers, 14 and 15. The high chicane, Alta Variante for the second time. Bradell looks good here this morning as well, car 12. As we see Summer Listo very sideways at the high chicane. That was his R-Race teammate in 77. Enzo Ye going through. As Slater goes in deep, there's Bradell. Nakamura Berta loses the place. Stolchamanis goes on through in car 33. We start lap 3. The gap, 0.4 of a second, out to 0.7 now from Yamakoshi beaten. Bora having to defend. This is where Slater's good around the outside. That Akshay in car 31 for the US racing team. They took the title in 2023 with the pole Kasper Stuka. He puts car 31 in the middle of the circuit. No way round this time for Freddie Slater. There's Powell just behind. Bradell, Stolchamanis, Nakamura Berta. And last year's British Series Rookie of the Year from Sweden, Gustav Jonsson. Contact between the two PHM AIX cars. That was Larini and Popov. Almost the end of their race right there and then, as Rashid Al-Baheri fights with the German Maxim Rama. Jonsson just ahead. Maxim down the inside. Jonsson closes the door. There's Rashid just behind. And then the first of the three Italians, the first of the AKM Motorsport cars, Emanuele Olivieri. Out of Acqua Minerale, the mineral water corner up to the high chicane, Alta Variante. Stolchamanis, Nakamura Berta, Jonsson still holding down just position 10. Bradell sends it down the inside and takes Powell. Nicely done. The Australian takes the Jamaican, who loses a front wing again for the second time in 2 days. Alex Powell. There is no front wing on the front of car 80. Powell in trouble again. Alex Powell has lost the front wing. He will have to pit. A disaster again for the driver who was sitting second in the championship. No front grip. You can see he locks up violently. The Prema drivers, Powell in 80, Gauda in 50, and Thomas Stolchamanis goes on through. Alex Powell is a sitting duck. For the second time in 2 races, Alex Powell has lost the front wing. He'll lose the place here to Gustav Jonsson. We'll take a look at what happened between the two PHM cars, Larini and Popov, making very slight contact. This was Bradell going on through. Powell tried to fight back. Oh, wow, only to find the left rear of Gianmarco's car. He's also suffered damage. Gianmarco Bradell in trouble. Alex Powell has now been issued with a mechanical defect flag, and the Prema driver, he's losing a ton of time. He's losing positions as Jonsson goes by as well, as does Lynn Hodenuis. Reno Francot just ahead. Confirmation, Alex Powell will have to pit for a new front wing for the second time in 2 races. Finished P2 in all 3 races in the opening round of the championship. As you look at Ram in car 71, fighting with Gustav Jonsson. Olivieri is very sideways out of Rivazza 2. Almost into the sand was the Italian. Pradell has also dropped down the order. A disaster for both Pradell and Powell. He's into pit lane. Freddie Slater now winds up the wick. He's still in P4. Yamakashi, 1.4 seconds ahead of Jack Beaton. This is Jonsson in 36 ahead of Maxim Rema. Rashid Al-Baheri in the Huawei car dives down the inside of Tosa. Locks up. Ram just saw him at the last possible moment, gave him space but held the place. Nice racing between the German and the Emirati. Powell in pit lane, pitting for a new front wing. He's already dropped way down to position 36. And this is the end of Gianmarco Pradell's race. That contact with Alex Powell earlier on. And the left rear Pirelli tyre ends up on the circuit. It is off the racing line, so hopefully we don't need to neutralise the race for that. There is Gianmarco down in pit lane. Damage to the left rear. He was very hopeful of getting up onto the podium for the third time. Gianmarco Pradell is out. So we've lost two of the expected front runners fighting for the podium. Alex Powell, Gianmarco Pradell coming together. Their race is now effectively over. Powell pitting for a new front wing. He has not yet re-emerged. As we rejoin this battle, this is Dion Gauda, head of Thomas Dolchemanis, 5 and 6. Car 6, position 1. The gap is out to 2 seconds. Hiyu Yamakashi, second year racing in Formula 4. He's not a rookie. Did compete in the United Arab Emirates over the Christmas New Year break and selected rounds of the Spanish Series in 2023. The first ever Japanese driver to take pole position in the Italian Championship. Inherited the win last night. As you look at Jack Beaton in car 45, he's looking for his first ever podium in the series. And as we approach the 1/3 distance mark, Hiyu Yamakashi, he's looking for his first win on the road. Let's hear from Gianmarco Pradell, who's in pit lane with Laura Cola.
Yes, so can you explain to us what happened?
Yeah, I mean, it was a good move, but unfortunately just had a little bit of contact before the last corner and then got a puncture. So then, yeah, it was pretty difficult to drive the last lap in. But yeah, unfortunate end. We're all eyes on race 3 now, and we'll focus on that. Full push for that.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Gianmarco Pradell speaking with Laura Cola. We'll expect a strong run from him in race 3 this afternoon. He is out. Alex Powell and Gianmarco Pradell coming together on the opening stages of the race. A left rear puncher from Pradell, who has retired. And Alex Powell losing the front wing on that corner right there, Rivazza 2, in the opening stage of the race. And the Jamaican, who finished second in all 3 races to Freddie Slater at Misano, has also retired. Lap 7, race 2, round 2, the Italian Championship. Hiyu Yamakashi, the lead out to 2.5 seconds from the 2 US racing drivers, Beaton and Bora. Slater still in P4 with no answer for the Van Amersfoort racing driver and the US racing duo here this morning. He is still the championship leader despite losing the race win last night. Freddie Slater, former World Kart Racing champion for Ricky Flynn Motorsport. Dominating the opening round of the series at Misano. Car 27 in position 4. Bora from New York, USA, car 31 behind Beaton from Brisbane, Queensland, Australia. Looking for his maiden podium in the Italian Championship. He won the Southeast Asian Series, the start of 2024. Second year racing in the Italian Championship and a potential first podium as he rides the ripple strip at the top of the hill out of Alta Variante, I should say, the high chicane as it translates. You see the bollard race instructions from our race director during driver's briefing. There is a bollard. It is 2.4 metres from the white line. Mr. Ferrari is saying, guys, if that's not enough space for you, well, you'll find the sand on the exit, the newly reinstalled, thankfully, sand on the outside of the high chicane. That's how you enforce track limits. The drivers know exactly where the edge of the circuit is. A gravel trap, they won't drive through it unless they have to. Much more enforceable than a white line as we look at Bora on the back of Beaton. This gives Slater a little bit of hope. The gap, 2.6 seconds. Bora with the fastest lap of the race of 45.677. Slater trying to catch the US racing duo who are starting to fight. Gerhard Unger watching on from pit wall. This is Slater. Yamakashi into Tosa, locks up lightly. Gauda, Stoltemanis, Nakamura Bertha in the background. The second Japanese driver in position 7. This just a few moments ago, straight through the gravel. One of the 5 Jensen Motorsport cars, just trying to pick up the number. Matthias Riba, the Slovakian, on debut. The just 15-year-old. First run in the Italian F4 Championship, second ever car race. Did well to hold on to it. And again, the self-policing gravel traps down into Tamburello. Had to get well out of the throttle. Just steer it straight back onto the circuit. Nicely done from Riba, who rejoins, albeit way down the field behind the American Everett Stack in position 28. This is Jack in second. Yamakashi crosses the line. We wait for the Australian. And then the New Yorker. Bora with a move down the inside, tries to take Beaton. Let's hear from Laura Kohler, who's speaking with Anna Butner from US Racing.
Hi Hannah, so what can we expect from this race season?
I think it's going to be a very competitive race season this year with in total of 37 to 38 cars, and we have many good drivers in the front, so I think it's going to be very, very competitive until the end with Prema, Van Amersfoort, US Racing and all the other teams.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Anna Butner from US Racing, or US Racing as she does correctly refer to it. The U being U for Gerhard Unger, and the S being for Schumacher, as in Ralph. They are the team of the drivers' champions, winning in 2023 with Kasper Stuka. Nice to hear from Anna speaking down on pit wall with Laura Kohler. At the moment, her drivers in second and third place. We move into the second half of race 2, round 2. The Italian F4 Championship here at Imola 14 days ago, hosting the Emilia-Romagna Formula 1 Grand Prix. May remember the Formula 3 race as well. 3 safety cars as Freddie locks up the brake. 3 safety cars in race 1 of the Formula 3 Championship. So far, maybe I'm speaking too soon. So far, we do stay green as we see the second Jensen car of Enia Frey going straight through the gravel at Tamburello. Enia Frey comes back onto the circuit. He's in 20th place. Nicely held by Enia. This time Bora dives down the inside, locks up, almost runs into the back of Beaton. Slater's watching this. The gap to Hideo Yamakashi is over 3 seconds now. The 17-year-old from Tokyo in Japan is gone. He's disappearing down the road as the US Racing teammates, the US Racing teammates fight with the series leader, the Englishman Freddie Slater, last year's WSK Supermasters Series champion in KZ2 for the Birrell Art Racing team. Just watches on. He's waiting for an attack, for a mistake from the US Racing teammates. At the moment, Jack holds P2, flames out the back of the exhaust. The 1.4 litre Arbath turbocharged engine putting out just over, well, depending on who you speak to, around about 165, 170 horsepower. the new generation Tata's T421 chassis as we look at these two US Van Amersfoort Racing teammates fighting. Lynn Hadenuis. Ethan Isher just behind, and Andrej Petrovic. Andrej in car 49. We go back to Kostic, the second Serbian. The first is Andrej Petrovic. He is the Rotax Max Grand Finals champion, winning that title in December 2023. Petrovic, car 49 for the PHM AIX team in 16th place. The freight train races down the field. Frankot, Samalisto, Larini, Isha, Petrovic, Hodenuis, Kostic, Shimojang. There's Ye going through behind Murad Popov, and Rodella just ahead. Now Akshay still on the back of Jack. The Australian clips the ripple strip. Slater's watching this, waiting for a mistake. The Englishman will pounce. Akshay trying to take his teammate into Tosa. He puts it down the inside. Jack gives him space. They both need to watch Slater. He'll try and take the both of them. Yamakoshi is accelerating up the hill now as Beaton defends into Tosa. Slater gets a run on the back of Bora. We move into the final third of the race. Jack Beaton staring at the left side mirror. Slater now on the back of Bora. Hiyu Yamakoshi is racing away with a potential victory here, as now Bora has to defend from Slater. Down into Aqua Minerale. Slight lock-up from the New Yorker. Beaton escapes for the moment. They climb to the highest part of the circuit, 35 metres higher than the start-finish line. This 4.9 kilometre circuit built back in 1953, the world-famous Imola Grand Prix circuit, hosting the Italian Grand Prix for the first time and only time back in 1980. The San Marino Grand Prix a year later, right up until 2006, and more recently, very recently, in fact, 14 days ago, the Emilia-Romagna Formula One Grand Prix. Beaton holds the place. We'll check the gap. Yamakoshi has already crossed the line. We wait. 3.3 seconds last time round. 4.2 seconds. They've lost a full second to Yamakoshi, who's breaking down into Tamborello. Bora fires it down the inside. This time, surely he's got him. Side by side, the two teammates. Jack off the track. Slater follows him through. Whoa, that was almost the end of Beaton's race right there and then. Bora has gone through and taken second away from Jack Beaton. Dirt on the Pirelli tyres. He loses a little bit of grip on the entry. Does well, corrects it. Slater was almost also off the road there. Take a look at this, down into Tamborello. He waited. Beaton tried to give him space. Straight over the ripple strip, through the gravel. And Bora finally says, I'm coming on through. Thanks, mate. P2 is mine. Akshay takes Jack. Slater off the road as well. Dion Gowda back in P5, too far back to capitalise. This battle between Dion Thomas and Kin Nakamura Berta. So Bora now into second. The gap 4.4 seconds. Hiyu Yamakoshi is destroying the field here. The gap between Slater and Gowda, 2.2 seconds. So Dion not close enough to catch up to the back of this battle for the final step of the podium. Stolchamanis, the top rookie, still in P6. Five seconds dead. The gap between Hiyu Yamakoshi and this battle between Bora Beaton and Freddie Slater. There's Gowda from Stolchamanis. Now the two Prema Racing teammates fight. Thomas quick in a straight line as he gets the slipstream, 237 k's an hour. Fastest through the speed traps so far this weekend. Emanuele Olivieri for the AKM Motorsport team at 242 k's an hour. And at the moment, Olivieri, fourth rookie on the road and 12th outright. Slater into the back of Jack. The Australian and Englishman come together at Tosa. Oh, what a disaster. Freddie keeps on going through the grass. Jack looks as though he's stalled it. Beaton was looking at a maiden podium. He's facing the wrong way. Slater and Beaton come together at Tosa on lap 13. Beaton will not stand on the podium. A local yellow only. Olivieri goes through. Slater has rejoined. He's down in 8th place. A disaster for Jack Beaton. He was holding off his teammate Bora for much of the race. Dion Gowda has now gone through into 3rd. Slater and Beaton coming together on lap 13 down into Tosa. A disaster for the Queenslander. He's out. I'll rephrase that. He has rejoined, but he's fallen way down the field. This is a separate incident. One of the Mafia racing cars out of Aqua Minerale, the Venezuelan Gabriel Holguin. But this is the moment that decided the fate for Jack and Freddie. They come together. Shades of Schumacher and Montoya 2 decades ago. Whose fault? It's irrelevant. It just does not matter. They're both out of the fight. So Dion Gowda now moves into 3rd place from Thomas Dolcimanis, the top rookie. And looking at a maiden podium outright in the Italian F4 Championship. Just 6 minutes plus 1 lap remaining as King Nakamura Bertha goes through. A second rookie and P5 outright. Jack Beaton has managed to rejoin, but he's way down in 33rd position. Slater still there in 10th place. So the order is Yamakoshi. He's gone. See you later, boys. The gap's come down a bit. 4.4 seconds to Border. Gowda in 3rd. Then Thomas Dolcimanis. Jan Kohler is out. The sole BVM racing entry with big damage to the left rear. That 4.4 second lead from Hiyu Yamakoshi evaporates. The safety car comes out onto the circuit for the first time this morning. Yamakoshi was destroying the field, and this now gives hope for Border in Gowda. Jan Kohler, big damage to the left rear of the 18 BVM racing car. Yamakoshi, a perfect drive so far, but has now got Akshay and Dion, the 2 part Singaporeans, right behind him. Van Amersfoort Racing, US Racing, and Prema Racing 1, 2 and 3. This is the incident that eliminated Jan Kohler. Contact with Alexander Savinkov, who does avoid damage down into Tamburello. The car abandoned, or stranded, I should say more correctly, in the middle of the circuit. This was a separate incident for Enia Frey, who was then passed by Maximilian Popov. Let's go down and hear from Marco Antonelli, who's speaking with Laura Colla.
Marco, 3 piloti in gara, stiamo seguendo adesso anche la situazione di Emanuele, cosa ci dici?
Beh, siamo contenti, ieri abbiamo fatto un bel risultato, oggi siamo in lotta per il podio e peccato per la safety adesso che sicuramente scombinerà un po' le cose, perché penso che ripartirà quando ci saranno la gara ripartirà solo negli ultimi proprio minuti di gara, l'ultimo giro. Siamo contenti, ripeto, siamo partiti bene, abbiamo 3 piloti, speriamo di continuare così.
Grazie.
Grazie a voi.
Marco Antonelli, team owner. AKM Motorsport, of course, his son Andrea Kimi Antonelli taking the championship in 2022. Just repeating what Marco is saying. 3 drivers in the field looking for a good result. He suspects we'll only go green with maybe 1 lap remaining in the fight for the rookie podium with Olivieri, and saying this will bunch the field up. Olivieri in position 12, marked the 4th rookie. The incident bringing out the safety car involving one of his drivers, Alexander Savinkov, who DNF'd yesterday, but the Ukrainian, the sole Ukrainian, is still circulating in position 24. So it looks as though Savinkov has avoided damage. That incident, or this incident, which has brought out the safety car. Savinkov, one of 3 AKM Motorsport drivers, the first of which, Emanuele Olivieri, going on through. in position 12 and the fourth rookie. Marco Antonelli also competing here this weekend with his team AKM Motorsport in the Italian GT3 Championship. More than 50 cars in the GT categories, plural, because we've got the GT3 Championship and the GT Cup, part of this ACI Racing Weekend. The second day of June, beautiful sunshine. It is still springtime, summer's not far away here in Italy. The 11th season of this, the world's most competitive junior motor racing series, the Italian F4 Championship, presented by WSK Promotion, together with ACI Sport. The first ever Japanese driver to take pole position in the series, Hiyu Yamakoshi. And at 16 minutes to 10 last night, when we left the circuit, he inherited the victory when Freddie Slater, if you're just joining us, was excluded for a non-conforming front wing. Speaking of wings, there is damage to, it looks to be one of the PHM cars. No, it's an RSGP car. It's Samalisto in P9, Luca Samalisto. Luca Samalisto with a very damaged rear wing. There is car 7 for RSGP. He's in position 9. Unlikely he will limp to the checkered flag if we go green. It is still a safety car. So we may get one lap, as Marco seemingly correctly predicted, a one-lap sprint to the checkered flag. Safety car for the first time this morning. Yamakoshi, Bora, Gauda, Stoltemanis, Nakamura Berta, Rashid Aldaheri, Jonsson in P7 from Reno Francot, Luca Samalisto. Look at the rear wing of the Finns car, car 7 for RSGP. It is, I won't say destroyed, but it's far from healthy. The left rear support is destroyed. If we do go green, he will have no chance. Luca Samalisto in P9 in the points. And there, he's just been issued with a mechanical defect flag. Luca Samalisto has 2 laps to stop and repair that. If we go green, he has no chance. Waiting from word from race control, we are almost with a clear circuit. Jan Kohler's BVM racing car has been removed from the track. Luca Samalisto, the mechanical defect flag from position 9 in this 38 car field, although it is hugely depleted. Alex Powell at the back of the pack, still circulating, has rejoined after replacing that front wing. He's actually incredibly still on the lead lap, but way down in 32nd position. Freddie Slater in position 10, looking to pounce. Safety car in this lap. It will be a one-lap sprint to the checkered flag. Hiyu Yamakoshi with a 4.4 second lead. Prior to this safety car intervention, it evaporates. Yamakoshi will lead away from Bora, Gauda, Stoltemanis. The second Japanese driver, Kin Nakamura Berta, the 2021 Junior World Kart Racing Champion with Forza Racing, the second rookie in P5. Hiyu Yamakoshi telling us yesterday he messed up the restart. This is his second chance to get it right. Let's hope he was watching last week's incredible Indianapolis 500 and learned something from the superb restarts from the IndyCar World Series. Hiyu Yamakoshi now accelerates. He's got one lap to the checkered flag. The green flag flies and we sprint to victory in race 2, round 2, the Italian F4 Championship. This time a much better start from Hiyu Yamakoshi. He accelerates, tries to break the slipstream from Bora, Gauda, Stoltemanis, Nakamura Berta. They cannot pass until they cross the start-finish line as the 2 Prema Racing cars go side by side. Gauda, Stoltemanis, Thomas has gone on through. Thomas now up onto the podium. Dust flies from where Jan Kohler's car was removed from Tamburello. Yamakoshi still trying to break the toe from Akshay Bora, who's looking for victory here. The Asian drivers 1, 2 and 3 Kin Nakamura Berta. Now on the back of Thomas Stoltemanis. Border and Gouda. There's Thomas as Kin Nakamura Berta tries to attack and defend from Rashid, who tries the outside. The Emirati almost tries and takes the Alpine F1 Academy Junior. Backs out of it as they go down into Acqua Minerale for the final time. Nakamura Berta, Rashid Al-Daheri, the two former WSK kart racing champions. Stoltemana still the top rookie. Hiyo Yamakoshi first outright. Surely he won't be denied as the field go up through the high chicane. There's Savinkov going through. He inherited victory in race 1 at 9:45 last night. This time he'll do it on the circuit. The driver from the land of the rising sun, the 17-year-old from Tokyo, Japan, Hiyu Yamakoshi, from pole position, wins race 2, round 2, the Italian F4 Championship here at Imola this morning. He takes the checkered flag. Border across the line in second, Dion Gouda third, Thomas Stoltemanis fourth, and wins the race for the rookies. Superb from the Latvian. This is the race winner, Hiyo Yamakoshi. 2 from 2 this weekend, and now puts himself in contention, albeit after just 5 of 21 races, for the 2024 championship. Yamakoshi wins again. This time, he does it on the circuit. Freddie Slater, just going through at the bottom of your screen, has finished in P9. Kin Nakamura Berta after a DNF yesterday. That's much better from the second Japanese driver. P5 outright. And second of the rookies. Maximilian Popov with a monumental failure after the checkered flag. He does finish in 16th place. That car very hot. The Grenadian, I'm trying to think of a cliche, the driver from Granada, something like a hand grenade. No, I won't try. Either way, Maximilian Popov, he has taken the checkered flag in 16th place. The car 3 has expired in a major way. Yamakoshi takes victory from Akshay Bora and Dion Gouda. Thomas Stoltemanis, P4. And the first of the rookies, Kin Nakamura Berta from Rashid Gustav Jonsson in P7. Great drive from GJ. Then Rino Francot. Freddie Slater does recover to finish in P9. And Davide Larini in the points in 10th place. The second Italian, Olivieri, just misses out on a top 10 finish ahead of Isha Petrovic, Lin Hrdenius, Kostic. The second Serbian, and you just saw Maximilian Popov does take the checkered flag, and then his car fails in a spectacular way. This is Maximilian Popov. Thankfully, it happened after the checkered flag. The normally bulletproof Abarth engines, that is, I'm trying to think, he gets out of there in a hurry. The first engine failure we've had in a long time. Stoltemanis, car 33, the first rookie. This is the winner of race 2 here this morning. Hiyu Yamakoshi wins race 2, round 2. Van Amersfoort Racing, who won the title in 2019 with Dennis Alger, 2021 with Ollie Behrman. The Dutch team back on top in the Italian Championship.
That's how we do it.
Laura Kohler is down in pit lane. We'll try and get a word with the race winner as soon as possible. Hiyu Yamakoshi will have a huge smile on his face, deservedly so. The Japanese driver for the Dutch team here in the Italian Championship. Congratulated there by Akshay. He wins race 2, his second victory in the Italian Championship. Dion Gowda in third place, Akshay Bora in second for the US racing team. And Hiyu Yamakoshi takes victory, and he's down in pit lane speaking with Laura Kohler.
A very tough race and a very important win for you.
Yeah, I have very good pace before the safety car, so I have actually 5-second gap or something like this. Then I saw the safety car board. Oh, I bit of scary because yesterday Slater overtook me under the safety car, in the green flag. But today different. It's a different story. I'm very good start. Yeah, I completed up and finished on the P1. Amazing. And really thank you for the team we are.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hiyu Yamakoshi takes victory in this race 2 here at Imola. From pole position, a perfect getaway as Jack Beaton tried to go with the Japanese driver, slotted into second place, which he held for much of the race. This was the moment that eliminated Gianmarco Pradel. A puncher to the left rear for car 12 for the US racing team, and also Alex Powell, who had to pit for a front wing as Hiyu Yamakoshi pulled away to a lead of 3, 4, even 5 seconds. Enya Frey going off into the gravel, as did his Gensa racing teammate, Matthias Riba. And then the two US racing teammates fought for second place. Bora forcing the issue going on through. And then Jack Beaton, Freddie Slater coming together into Tosa. The Australian was out. Freddie Slater did rejoin to finish in P9. At the gap, almost 5 seconds that Yamakoshi held evaporated when Jan Kohler was turned around down in Tamburello. A perfect restart this time, he made no mistake. Hiyu Yamakoshi wins race 2, round 2, the Italian F4 Championship here this morning at Imola. So this is what the championship now looks like. Hiyu Yamakoshi is the championship leader, just 5 points ahead of Slater. So that 9th place finish was critical for the Englishman. Bora in third. Powell after 3 second places at the first round in Misano. Still 4th from Dion Gowda, Rashid Al-Lahedi, KNB, Thomas Stolchamanis, and then the two Australians, 9th and 10th, Gianmarco Pradel, Jack Beaton, despite that DNF, still 10th in the championship. The Asian drivers 1, 2 and 3 in the Italian Championship. Dion, Akshay, and from Tokyo in the land of the rising sun, Hiyu Yamakoshi wins race 2 here this morning. Once again, a great pleasure to have Mr. Giancarlo Minardi present the trophies here this morning. Third place Dion, second to Akshay, and Hiyu once again in P1. One month ago, Kamui Kobayashi from Japan took victory here at Imola in the World Endurance Championship for Toyota, together with Mike Conway and Nick DeVries. And again here this morning, another Japanese win. Hiyu Yamakashi wins for the second time this weekend. Race 2, round 2, the Italian F4 Championship. And he's now the championship leader. We hope you enjoyed the coverage. We've got one race to decide the second round of the championship as we wait for the rookie podium. One race to decide round 2 of the championship. Here is Thomas to the right of your screen, Emanuele Olivieri. For AKM Motorsport. Hiyu Yamakashi is now the championship leader. Just 3 Italians in the field. Emanuele Olivieri finishing in P3 in the rookie trophy. This is the rookie podium. The AKM Motorsport driver second. Also from Japan, if we conveniently ignore the fact that he is half Slovakian and born in England, Kin Nakamura Berta. The Alpine F1 Academy driver missing in action. Thomas Stoltemanis, 4th outright and winner of the rookie trophy. Thomas Stoltemanis wins the rookie trophy and 4th outright. He is fighting for an outright victory here. He'll have one more opportunity. Race 3 to decide the second round of the Italian Championship. That's at 3:30 local time from here at Imola. Thanks for watching. We'll see you then.